Chapter 72 Soul Bone Armor, 3,500 words. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bibi Han and the Slaughter King arrived at a seriously creepy castle just outside Slaughter City. Seriously? Bibi Han said, all bright-eyed. I didn't picture you, Slaughter King, living way out here. You hiding from your fans or something? That the Slaughter King didn't even acknowledge him. Bibi Han just shrugged it off. They reached the castle gates, which swung open, revealing two knockout women in black. As soon as they saw them, the women dropped to their knees. Welcome back, great king. The Slaughter King, hands clasped behind his back, boomed, rise. Thank you, Slaughter King. Inside, the corridors were lit by torches, but the flames were this weird dark purple. Between the black corridors and the purple fire, it felt like walking through a haunted house. Every so often, they'd pass another beautiful woman. This Slaughter King sure knew how to live. They stopped at a door, and the Slaughter King said flatly, go on in. All the treasures of Slaughter City are inside. Just remember, I only want soul bones. No gold, silver, jewels. He paused. Take it if you want. It just takes up space anyway. Thanks. Humph. Just get out after you grab what you want. The Slaughter King waved his hand and left. Bibi Han stepped through the door and his jaw hit the floor. Am I seeing things? Think Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z after a major power-up. That's the look. The room was huge, like a football field, but taller, and piled high with gold soul coins, practically a small mountain. Next to it was jewelry, tossed aside like trash, but glittering like crazy. Bibi Han was willing to bet Slaughter City had more cash than anyone else in the world. On the other side was a heap of herbs, the kind that get you pumped up and ready to go. *****. The Slaughter King, finally, in the last small section, were a bunch of big crates. He was guessing they were full of soul bones. Bibi Han started chucking storage soul tools from his ring. He'd swiped them from the fallen he'd taken out. He smeared a little blood on them to mark them as his, then dumped out all the junk that was inside. Bibi Han frowned. It was all trash. Old clothes, weapons, even some nasty-smelling women's lingerie. Bibi Han quickly stuffed that garbage into 2 soul tools. If he left it here, the Slaughter King would lose his mind. Then he smashed the 2 soul tools. Who knows where that stuff would end up? Didn't matter. With those tools ready, he waved his hand and scooped up a load of gold soul coins. When one was full, he grabbed another and filled it to the brim, until he had them all loaded up, not a single coin left behind. Then Bibi Han walked over to the big crates and kicked them open. Colorful lights exploded, blindingly bright. Soul bones. Nothing but soul bones. Hundreds of them. Bibi Han swallowed hard. This was ridiculous. Thousands of years of dead bodies, every one of them recycled, bones pulverized, blood dumped in the bloody river, and all the soul bones collected by Slaughter City. No wonder they had so many. Bibi Han scooped them all up without hesitation. Jackpot. He barely had 100. Now he was richer than anyone on the continent. Life was good. Finally, nobody could say he used Xiaogang to get ahead. He looked around at the empty room, just empty crates and some herbs, and said, time to bounce. On the way out, Bibi Han spotted someone familiar. It was the advisor who taught him the ropes of Slaughter City. She seemed pretty excited to see him. Mr. Chi, you're one of us now. Want me to set you up with a little RR? Bibi Han shook his head. Nah, I'm just here to trade with the Slaughter King. Headed for Hell Road after this. See ya. Catch you on the flip side. With that, Bibi Han spread his blue-silver wings and flew back to his place. Nobody messed with him on the way. Back at the house, he cleaned up and started checking out his haul. Some were a few hundred years old, some were 10,000, most were somewhere in between. Wait, something pinged. There was one that was 10 years old. Bibi Han pulled it out. It was a left leg bone, and it glowed with dark energy. It was all about power, which was perfect for him. Damn, talk about lucky. This soul bone is made for me. that just when Bibi Han was about to absorb it, he remembered something he'd always wondered about. Why did external soul bones get stronger with the user, while regular soul bones didn't? An idea struck him: what if external soul bones actually merged with the user, while others just stuck to the body, allowing the user to borrow their power? Think about Tang San's 8 spider spears. Why did they revert to their original shape when broken? Why did they grow with his body? Because they were practically a part of him. Other soul bones just broke, and their age never changed, and Tang San's 5th soul ring, the blue silver emperor's soul ring, kept growing. Why? Because Tang San made it himself. Even God-given soul rings couldn't do that. As for soul bone armor, Bibi Han had a theory. He'd read about the 6 angel costumes in the Wuhun city library. The last page said if someone could absorb all 6 soul bones, they'd form a gorgeous angel armor. The key was that those 6 soul bones were infused with the power of angel gods. With the same attributes, they were 100% compatible. Maybe the Poseidon and Rakshasa armors were the same, infused with divine power to make them fit perfectly and synthesize the armor. The more he thought about it, the more it made sense. Ask a question, make a guess, time to experiment. Bibi Han closed his eyes and started pouring soul power into the 10-year-old leg bone. After a while, he sighed. Damn, no dice. There's some kind of force field blocking me. Whatever, he'd just absorb it. Bibi Han wrapped it in soul power, calmed down, and slammed in the energy. His consciousness went dark, and in the darkness, he saw a huge black tiger, 10 feet tall and 30 feet long, with wings. It was staring right at him. Bibi Han was pulling on it, trying to absorb it and merge it with his body. Bibi Han's eyes widened. It was an evil tiger, an extinct soul beast. As nasty as a dark golden terraclaw bear. The last one died fighting the Xingluo Dai family. Bibi Han grinned. Don't sweat it. You can't hurt me. Looks like you're running on fumes anyway. I'll put your soul bones to good use. If I ever become a god, I'll bring you back. Then the tiger opened its mouth. You mean it? You can talk. Only when you're absorbing my soul bone. I need to ask you something. If you become a god, will you resurrect me? Bibi Han didn't hesitate. Of course. I'm using your soul bone, borrowing your power. Resurrecting you is the least I can do. Thank you. You're different from the other soul masters. They just took my soul bones and passed them on to their kids. The soul beast was thanking him. And believed him so easily. If Bibi Han knew the truth, he wouldn't be so surprised. The evil tiger was running out of time. Its soul was about to fade away. Bibi Han's words were a last-ditch hope. Then Bibi Han had an idea. Why did external soul bones evolve, but regular ones didn't? That's because the gods deliberately created soul bones to wipe out our soul beast race. How could we let them merge with you humans? We soul beasts would fight God himself before we let that happen. The evil tiger looked sad. Bibi Han didn't know how to comfort him. Can you help me fuse your soul bone with mine? Yes, but you have to swear to God that if you become a god and resurrect me, I don't want my soul to be reincarnated. I promise. From the outside, thanks to the evil tiger's help, Bibi Han completely absorbed the 10-year-old soul bone in just a few hours. His soul power didn't even go up a level, just peaked at level 62, then Bibi Han cleared his throat. I swear, if the evil tiger's soul bone merges with me, I'll resurrect it as a divine beast after I become a god, or may my soul be shattered and may lightning strike me from the sky. As soon as he said it, the soul bone on his left leg fused completely with his body. He willed it to appear, and it turned into black armor, covering his left leg, like a bone attached to the outside, which could be seen, and a voice popped into his head. Boy, don't forget your promise. I'm in your sea of consciousness now. If you become a god and don't resurrect me, I'll blow up your head. Easy there, tiger. If I can't become a god, are you gonna blow me up anyway? If you don't become a god, you'll die. At worst, we'll die together. Asterisk that sounded weird. Your body isn't strong enough to raise the age of the soul bone yet, so it's still 10 years old, but you can change its abilities by transferring energy to it. That's great. I was worried I'd waste a 10,000-year soul bone because of my body. How does this transfer energy thing work? Since it's part of you, it can unleash all your abilities. Put your soul power into it, and it'll create corresponding abilities, just like our soul beasts create souls from energy. So Bibi Han tried it. He put his Haotian divine hammer soul power into the bone, and it turned gold. When he put soft soul power into it, it turned blue. Ha ha ha, it's like that saying, good deeds get rewarded. But no matter how great the scoring situation is, you should be a good person. Then Bibi Han looked at the pile of soul bones and grinned. P.S. The protagonist has a total of 3 skills. This is the second one. These skills are not exclusive to the protagonist. Others can also use them, except for the second one, which is extremely demanding, qualified to become a god. Chapter 73 Hell Road. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3 days later, Bibi Han was decked out with soul bones, had acquired the 7 gods equipment, and his soul power had soared past level 64. The soul bones, in line with Bibi Han's physical strength, were around 7,000 years old. He currently sported 6 7,000-year-old soul bones and 1 10,000-year-old one. His 5th soul ring, the blue-silver god ring, had also evolved to 9,000 years with his increased strength, pulsing with a red-black light. When absorbing soul bones, Bibi Han started with his limbs, settling for ordinary 10,000-year-old bones. Even without the soul beast's approval, he figured he could reattach severed limbs after breaking through to title Douluo anyway. Everyone's got their own agenda, and Bibi Han was no different. He wasn't about to sacrifice himself for the Wuhun palace, so he aimed for the best trunk soul bone he could get, up to 7,000 years old, which was already top tier in the Soul Master world. Luckily, with the help of the Tian Sha Evil Tiger, a big shot in the Soul Beast world, Bibi Han swore an oath and successfully integrated all these soul bones. Standing tall, he declared, blue-silver armor, activate. Instantly, a blue armor perfectly enveloped Bibi Han's body, leaving only his face and hair exposed. The armor showcased his strong physique, and 4 pairs of wings sprouted from his back. This blue-silver armor, also known as life armor, turned Bibi Han into something like Tsunade from Naruto with super regeneration. His recovery was insane. He could get cut in half and still pull himself back together. The only downside? No combat strength boost. Haotian armor, change. Bibi Han roared, unleashing his soul power, and the armor shifted to gold, crackling with purple energy. The Haotian armor, his combat armor, tripled Bibi Han's stats. When an enemy attacked, the damage was reduced by 4 levels. And if they made physical contact, that purple energy would paralyze them. Wearing this, combined with his powerful martial soul and soul rings, Bibi Han was a force to be reckoned with, definitely on par with your average title Douluo. He could easily take down someone like Dugu Bo. This soul bone armor was powerful, but it came with a catch. It wiped out all his original soul bone skills. Fully integrating a soul bone meant it became a part of you. Like the soul beasts with soul bones, or Tang San with his 8 spider spears, you didn't get soul bone skills, just the stat bonuses. Swallowing the 8 spider spears was like growing wings. It wasn't a soul skill because it didn't cost any soul power. At first glance, it seemed like a loss. Those 10,000-year-old soul bone skills were gone. But long term, it was a huge win. Time to roll. Bibi Han deactivated the soul bone armor, unfurled his blue-silver wings, and flew towards the hell-killing field for his final battle. 9 corpses sprawled on the ground, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Blood Demon King. After 100 matches, you're finally leaving. Everyone sounded relieved it was over. The King of Slaughter descended from above, igniting another wave of cheers. I'm honored to witness the birth of such a powerful warrior today. It's been decades since we've seen someone win 100 matches. The Blood Demon King nearly wiped out a third of the fallen here. He killed almost 10,000 in his final battle alone, a feat no previous killing god has ever accomplished. The King of Slaughter glanced at Bibi Han, and they locked eyes. A flicker of fear crossed the king's face. I've decided to grant you the title of God of Killing. From now on, you can enter the Killing City whenever you want, as a guest. Of course, you can also choose to take the road to hell. But be warned, it's incredibly dangerous. I'm taking the road to hell, Bibi Han replied simply. Blood Demon King, you can't imagine how terrible the hell road is. You have no idea what you're getting into. Life is precious, so please understand what you are facing. The King of Slaughter waited for his answer. Don't forget how many people you've killed. If your bloodlust spins out of control on the hell road, you're done for. What happens to our deal then? I came here for a reason, and I need to take that road to accomplish my goal. Don't worry about me losing control to the God of Killing domain. I support the existence of this place, and I've already agreed to be your honored guest. If anyone threatens the Killing City, you can always call on me at Wuhun Palace. I'll come help. But you need to manage the Killing City properly. They communicated telepathically. The King of Slaughter smirked, then unleashed a bloody red light that shot to the top of the killing field. As the red light formed a massive barrier over the entire area, the cheers died down. The first people who touched the light began screaming in agony. Affected by the light, the fallen seemed to lose their minds, clawing at their faces and bodies. Bibi Han was unfazed by the gruesome spectacle. After dissecting corpses and removing bones in the Mountain of the Dead countless times, a little blood and madness didn't bother him. Blood spilled onto the ground and began to pool. Rivers of blood flowed through small pipes under the stands towards the center of the field, forming a huge, blood-red pattern on the ground. Looking at the pattern, Bibi Han thought, blood bat. The King of Slaughter must have changed it to represent his power, star. Good luck. If you make it out of hell, tell my predecessors I said hi. He didn't know how long it took, but with a jolt, his senses returned. The blood around him faded. He was standing on a circular platform, maybe 5 meters across. Stone walls loomed on either side, and a river of blood flowed below. This is the road to hell. And above me is the killing field, star. Suddenly, Bibi Han clutched his head, his face contorted, his eyes flashing from red to blue. A palpable wave of murderous aura radiated from him, making him unsteady. He punched himself in the head, clearing his mind for a moment. Blue Silver Domain, Spiritual Wisdom, Head Soul Bone, activate. He sat down, a light blue shield forming around his body, and a blue helmet materializing on his head. Thank God for Mom. Without Mom's Head Soul Bone and his birth mother's Blue Silver Domain, I might have lost it, star. Now Bibi Han understood how God Shura chose his successor. Winning 100 matches in the hell killing fields was to cultivate murderous intent. But while doing so, one had to control that intent. The more bloodthirsty you became, the higher the risk of losing yourself. Finally, you traversed the hell road, absorbing the murderous aura there, combining it with your own to form the God of Death domain. Every step was perilous. If murderous energy consumed you, you'd either become a mindless degenerate or die on the road. God Shura was seriously picky about his successors. Chapter 74 The First Liang Snake. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Scanning the narrow path ahead, Bibi Han thought to himself. In the original story, Tang San tied himself and Yuena together with a rope when they were leaving. Yuena supposedly tore up her clothes to make it and asked Tang San to do the same. Bibi Han couldn't help but find the whole thing ridiculous. What was Yuena thinking? Offering up herself in that hot environment, where it's easy to get worked up, and wanting Tang San to do the same? Didn't she pack any extra clothes? How would she wash off the blood? And why use her clothes from her soul guide for the rope? She's basically getting all the benefits and then claiming Tang San ruined her. It made Bibi Han wonder why the 3 beauties of Wuhun Palace all seemed to have tragic backstories later on. Bibi Dong locked away in a secret room, Yuena stripping on Hell Road, racking up experience points, Renxue and her Angel 9th Trial and the Golden Liquid. Why did the author turn them into villains? From aloof saints to fallen women with such messed up pasts. Wait, Mom didn't do anything wrong back then, did she? After calming himself, Bibi Han opened his eyes, a strange glint in them. Bibi Han activated his blue-silver wings, planning to fly straight through the first trial being the swarm of bats and the dark gold three-headed bat. Having read the original story, Bibi Han knew their weakness. One good whack to each head would do the trick, so all he needed was a hammer blow and a couple of soul power beams to finish it. Not wanting to waste any time, Bibi Han flew at full speed, dodging the bats, knocking the dark gold three-headed bat out of the way with his hammer, and flying to where the bats wouldn't dare follow. Seeing the coast clear, Bibi Han deactivated his blue-silver wings and landed on Hell Road. This should be the territory of the 10-headed fierce sun snake. I'm here for your inner core. On Hell Road, what's more important than gaining the killing god domain? The 10-headed fierce sun snake's inner core, of course. It can neutralize all snake venom and suppress it. More importantly, it contains potent energy. It can be absorbed for upgrades or used as a weapon, even as a soul ring. Bibi Han wanted to give this inner core to Qian Renxue so that the fire ability of her angel spirit could evolve into the ultimate fire. Since Bibi Han hadn't obtained the celestial grass from the ice and fire eyes, he couldn't strengthen the angel spirit. Suddenly, Bibi Han sensed movement. Looking through the eye of truth, he spotted a fiery red snake swimming in the pool of blood below. It stuck its head out, hissed a message, and began climbing up the pillar. There were 9 bulbous growths on the snake's head and back, each a bright red like a mushroom, seeming to pulse with blood. Its belly was swollen, taking up most of the narrow path, and it was at least 30 feet long. Bibi Han smiled. I haven't even started yet, and you're already thinking about it. Let's take down this big snake first. Fixating his gaze on the approaching 10-headed blazing sun snake, Bibi Han unleashed the Haotian divine hammer and hurled it with all his strength. The hammer collided with the snake, denting its body instantly. Bones probably shattered. Scree! The 10-headed blazing sun snake, enraged by the pain, went berserk and surged upward, determined to kill Bibi Han. Bibi Han recalled the Haotian divine hammer and stood his ground, waiting. As the 10-headed blazing sun snake lunged, jaws wide open, Bibi Han smiled faintly. Exactly what I wanted. The mouth is a weak point for any creature. Covering his hands and feet in golden armor, he stepped forward with his right foot, putting his weight into his calf, and Hell Road opened beneath him. Using his waist as the pivot, he swung the Haotian hammer with all his might. Upon impact, several teeth went flying, along with the snake's blood. The 10-headed blazing sun snake shrieked again, part of its body knocked back several yards. The blow seemed to shock the snake out of its rage, realizing that the guy in front of it wasn't like the others it had chased or swallowed in the past. The 9 bulbs on its back began to glow with a golden red light as it prepared an attack. A blast of fire, with a powerful stench, shot from its mouth, quickly engulfing Bibi Han. Bibi Han turned the head of the Haotian divine hammer into a shield. The hammer blocked the flames, but the snake kept firing. The fiery red flames now carried a faint red mist that enveloped Bibi Han. A flash of triumph flickered in the eyes of the fire-breathing 10-headed blazing sun snake, but Bibi Han was even more confident, because the powerful vitality inside him wasn't even slightly affected by the venom. He released his blue-silver domain, using his teleportation skill. The original story never said that skills couldn't be used, right? Because Bibi Han absorbed a 95,000-year-old soul ring, his teleportation range was increased from 8 to 10 meters. He teleported a few times, ending up at the head of the 10-headed blazing sun snake. Let's make things symmetrical. Bibi Han whacked the 10-headed fierce sun snake on the right side of its face, causing the still burning and confused snake to fly away again. Its massive body slammed into Hell Road, dislodging rocks that tumbled into the river of blood. Bibi Han teleported beside the snake again, targeted its weak spot, and hammered away with the Haotian hammer. Screech screech screech, that the 10-headed blazing sun snake kept wailing. Bibi Han showed no mercy, his immense strength tearing pieces off the creature. Just as he was about to strike again, the 9 bulbs exploded simultaneously, sending out 9 streams of golden red liquid. The liquid rose into the air and merged, forming a golden red ball the size of a fist that hovered momentarily, then shot towards Bibi Han. Bibi Han's eyes widened. He sensed death from that small ball. He turned and aimed at the snake's head. Purple Extreme Ray. The rays struck the 10-headed blazing sun snake's head, causing it to feel dizzy. Seizing the chance, he activated his blue-silver domain, blue-silver wings, and soul bone armor. 7 soul bones appeared on Bibi Han's body as he teleported back to the head of the 10-headed blazing sun snake. Knowing the original story, he knew this was the 10-headed fierce sun snake's inner core. If it exploded, even his soul bone armor wouldn't be enough to stop it. He hammered the 10-headed blazing sun snake in the eyes, causing them to explode. Bibi Han hoped the pain would affect its control over the inner core, but the force sent the head flying again. Another teleport and a hammer strike obliterated its other eye. Bibi Han used just the right amount of force. Finally, using the chaotic cloak hammer technique to chain 25 blows together, he teleported to where the 10 blazing sun snakes were flying, and hit it on the head. The force of the 24 hammers combined with the 25th blew the 10-headed sun snake's head apart, along with a chunk of its body. After doing all this, Bibi Han used teleportation and blue-silver wings to escape to the underside of Hell Road. Flying a safe distance and sensing no explosion, Bibi Han peeked out from under Hell Road and flew back to the 10-headed fierce sun snake's body. The snake's body was a mess. Its head was gone, and blood and gore were splattered across its back. Its weak spot had been completely smashed. In a word, miserable. Unlike the original story, most of the snake's body had been preserved, but it was in significantly more pain. Most importantly, the inner core was floating there, emitting a red glow. Bibi Han grabbed it and put it into his soul guide. It wasn't clear how long the snake had cultivated, but Ma Hongjuan's 6th soul ring was 4,000 years old, more than what that bullshitting master theorized. In this case, since it could be considered a 7th soul ring, the energy should be equivalent to a 6,000 or 7,000-year-old soul ring, and it would help the martial soul evolve. He looked at the snake's body, contemplating, I don't often get such high-quality soul beast meat. I'll pack it up and take it. Bibi Han chopped the 10-headed blazing sun snake's body into pieces and stashed them in a storage ring. Finished, he looked at the road ahead. I remember that, aside from a few hundred meters of Hell Road, there were no more dangers. In that case, no more time to waste. As for disappointing the Azura god, Bibi Han didn't care. He wanted to eat Nar in the future. Regardless of the Azura god's position, the dragon god was killed by the Azura god. If he inherited that power, wouldn't he be betraying his future wife? The blue-silver wings spread out, and Bibi Han flew onward. Chapter 75. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While Bibi Han was taking down those 10 blazing sun snakes, in a grand palace somewhere in the god realm, a powerful figure clad in dark red armor snapped his eyes open, a hint of surprise flickering within them. Seated on a skull throne, he murmured, how is it possible to defeat 10-headed blazing sun snakes without relying on soul skills? Let's see just who you are. God Shura tapped into his divine power for details. So, he's using flight and field skills, pretty crafty. Then, a frown creased his face. He skipped the dark gold bat on the first level, just flew right over it. He failed. As one of the 5 divine kings, God Shura wielded the power of judgment. His chosen successor needed to be exceptional, flawless. In his eyes, Bibi Han's failure to engage the dark gold 3-headed bat was a definite strike against him. Still, the kid's got serious talent. Reaching Soul Emperor level at 14. A twin martial soul, and blood ties to Tang Qian, that punk. Alright, considering your potential, if you can clear the later trials, I might still consider you. Reviewing Bibi Han's time in the City of Slaughter, God Shura recognized the significance of his massacre, self-forged soul ring, and soul bone armor. These achievements earned Bibi Han a second look, and God Shura decided to keep an open mind, but the following events shattered any remaining hope for God Shura because Bibi Han just flew directly toward the exit and didn't stop. The obvious challenges on the road to hell were the dark gold 3-headed bat and the 10-headed blazing sun snake, but the hidden test was of character. The closer the road to hell got to the blood river, the stronger its influence on the character of the mind, and this was the character test set by God Shura. If you are in charge of killing in the future, you must be extremely determined in your heart. However, Bibi Han left by flying without testing, which completely disappointed God Shura and gave up on Bibi Han. Even if Bibi Han comes back here to seek the throne in the future, God Shura will probably only give him 8 tests to become a high priest. Bibi Han was oblivious, and frankly, wouldn't have cared even if he knew. All he wanted was to get out and go home. A minute later, he reached the end of the road to hell, a blood-red ocean formed by the accumulated blood of countless fallen souls over millennia. Above the ocean center, a beacon of light shone 1,000 meters high, an oval light curtain of pure white, the exit. Looking at the river of blood below, Bibi Han thought, if I remember right, Tang San tossed a blood swan kiss into this river, triggering the destruction of the city of slaughter and letting a bunch of those guys escape, allowing them to spread vigorously. The thought made him bristle. I wonder if that kid still got the same moral compass as before. The fairy grass was a test, to see if he's still as hypocritical, greedy, and selfish as he was. If he is, then he can forget about the blue-silver emperor and the killing god domain in the city of slaughter. Time to get out of here. Bibi Han eyed the exit and shot into the white light curtain. Inside, his body felt as if he'd entered a strange, mysterious realm, surrounded by white nothingness. His blue-silver wings automatically retracted, lost in the endless white. Bibi Han slowly closed his eyes and murmured, "Got the killing god domain." Just as he drifted off, a chime echoed in his mind, *ding, *5th and 6th gift packages have arrived. Please accept them. He cracked his eyes open, then closed them again. Finally. Time seemed to slip away before Bibi Han opened his eyes again. He was lying in thick grass, the Haotian divine hammer in his hand. White lines resembling bats adorned the hammer's head. God-killing domain. Bibi Han's eyes flashed blood red, filled with intense murderous intent. A mere wave of his hand generated tremendous power, a terrifying presence that overwhelmed every living thing around him. Initial fear gave way to worship, as if they were bowing before a fearsome tyrant. The attack itself wasn't that strong, but the aura, that's something else. Amplifying my strength while weakening my enemies. So, this is the death god's domain. Worth the effort. A stiff smile crossed Bibi Han's face, then hardened. Gotta shut it down quick, or I'll lose control of this bloodlust. Having killed so many in the city of slaughter, the urge to kill was always close to the surface. After deactivating the killing god domain, Bibi Han activated his blue-silver domain to clear his head, scanned the surroundings, and called out, "Grandpa Ju, Grandpa Ghost, how long are you going to hide? I've got a little something for you too. Xiaohan, your strength has grown considerably, and your senses have become incredibly sharp." A sharp voice echoed from behind the hillside. 2 black shadows materialized, appearing before Bibi Han in the blink of an eye. "Kid, you made it out in just a year and a half a year faster than His Majesty the Pope." Ju Douluo's expression turned serious. "How many people did you kill in there? That murderous aura is clinging to you." "Don't know for sure." "A lot, I guess." "Hey, Xiaogang, why are you so concerned about how many Xiaohan killed? Old man, show me some respect in front of Xiaohan. Stop calling me Xiaogang." Bibi Han smiled, enjoying the 2 elders' familiar banter. "Grandpa Ju, Grandpa Ghost, here's the gift I mentioned." He pulled out 2 glowing objects from his soul tool and presented them. "Soul bones." Ju Douluo's eyes widened, his voice trembling. He'd always wanted soul bones. He had worked all his life and didn't have a soul bone. Apart from the fact that his strength was relatively weak among title Douluo, what was more important was that the spirit hall didn't have any soul bones that suited his needs. "Xiaohan, are you really giving these to us?" Bibi Han nodded. "Thank you for looking after me when I was little. This plant-based soul bone should suit you, Grandpa Ju. And this power-type right arm bone is perfect for you, Grandpa Ghost." Hidden behind his mask, Ghost Douluo showed no emotion, but he was undoubtedly ecstatic. As the premier agility-based spirit master, his speed and assassination skills were unmatched, but his attack power was lacking, barely making a dent in equally ranked title Douluo. But Ghost Douluo hesitated for a moment and then said, "Xiaohan, this soul bone is also very suitable for you. You might as well keep it for yourself. No need, Grandpa Ghost. I've got plenty of soul bones. Douluo's eyes widened, disbelief etched across his face. All 6 of your soul bone slots are filled. Bibi Han nodded. Where did you find so many? Grandpa Ju, the city of slaughter, with its thousands of years of history and countless deaths, isn't exactly short on soul bones. I picked off the fallen souls who had them and made a deal with the Slaughter King. So, you emptied out the city of slaughter's resources. Bibi Han nodded again. Ju Douluo and Ghost Douluo were both shocked and deeply touched. Bibi Han trusted them enough to reveal this, which meant a lot to them. As subordinates, there was nothing more important than the boss's trust. They vowed to support Bibi Han fully if he ever became pope. Alright, you guys absorb the soul bones. I'll stand guard. Xiaogang, the most important thing now is for you to quickly control your murderous aura. Don't worry, Grandpa Ju. I've got a head soul bone and the blue-silver domain. As long as I don't react too strongly, I won't lose control. You should absorb it quickly. Very well. Ju Douluo and Ghost Douluo nodded and started sitting cross-legged, holding the soul bones in their hands. They began to absorb them. Bibi Han opened the 5th and 6th gift packages. His eyes widened at their contents. 5th gift package, Soul Ring Life Increasing Method Star. 5 Elements Poison Classic Douluo Edition. 6th gift package, Reversal Card, can restore any person or area to the way it was a year ago. P.S. The protagonist's last plugin has arrived. Thank you to the reader, hello, for your 2 monthly passes. Chapter 76 Bibi Han returns and cleans up the flies. You are listening at novelfull.audio. An hour later, the elders were finished absorbing their soul bones. Ju Douluo cackled, old ghost, finally got myself a soul bone. Old chrysanthemum, if you're so happy, you should thank Xiaogang. Bibi Han smiled, no need for thanks. By the way, Grandpa Ju, is there someone named Zhu Zhuqing joining the spirit hall? Ju Douluo paused. Zhu Zhuqing. Doesn't ring a bell. Right, old ghost. Gueme considered, never heard that name before. Sounds like a girl's name. Xiaogang, got a crush. Ju Douluo raised his eyebrows, all gossipy. It's nothing, just someone I admire, Bibi Han said coolly. If Zhu Zhuqing joined the spirit hall, Jugue Douluo would know, meaning her future was elsewhere. Before, Bibi Han would have been disappointed, but not anymore. After a year and a half in the city of slaughter, he'd changed. He only cared about Tang San at Shrek. He used to be kinder. Like during that fake Spirit Academy trial, if a Soul King repented and wanted to reform in a Spirit Hall prison, he might let him go. Now, he'd just kill him without a second thought. Repent? They can repent in hell. After traveling for days and taking half a day to clean up, Bibi Han was nearing Spirit City. Outside the city, he spotted a beautiful girl with long silver hair, like an angel, waiting patiently by the gate. A bunch of Spirit Hall members were hanging around, fawning over Nar. One said, "What do you think the holy maiden's doing here?" "She's been here for days, morning till night." "Who knows? Just seeing the saint is enough for me. She's like a goddess come down to earth." "You're all superficial. Bunch of creeps who don't train hard enough. I bet she's practicing some special technique." Nar suddenly perked up. Her face lit up, she looked toward the sky and ran. Bibi Han sped up too, then slowed to land as Nar stopped. They stood face to face, just staring at each other, neither speaking. Bibi Han's eyes were full of affection, and he tried to force a smile. After over a year and a half, after saying goodbye to Nar, they were finally reunited. Nar, now over 12, had grown up, reaching Bibi Han's shoulders. Her skin was like snow, she looked amazing in a silver gown. Her perfect face and otherworldly aura made her look like a dream. Finally, Bibi Han said softly, "Nar, I'm back." Nar threw herself at him, crying, "Brother, I missed you so much. Knowing you went to the city of slaughter, I was so worried you wouldn't come back." He patted her head gently. What nonsense is that? It's not like the city of slaughter, some hard-to-find place. Wiping her tears, he said, okay, don't cry. You're getting so big. I brought back a ton of presents. Let's go home. For me too. Of course. Bibi Han took Na's hand and walked back to the spirit hall. Just like old times, their happy reunion broke a lot of hearts. A bunch of young soul masters at the entrance glared at Bibi Han like he'd killed their parents. Seeing them standing in his way, treating him like a mortal enemy, Bibi Han didn't even blink. He just scooped Na up and jumped over them. She stayed in his arms, blushing, but still, that move lit the fuse. He dared to hug their goddess and jump over their heads. The old Bibi Han would have given them some face, but not anymore. One guy stepped forward. Who are you? How dare you disrespect Her Highness the Saint? You deserve to be punished, others gasped. That's Jing Yuan. The super genius who became a soul emperor at 28. If it weren't for his age, he'd be in the golden generation. Bibi Han didn't even bother acknowledging Jing Yuan. He just turned his back and walked away. Asshole. You dare ignore me? You won't get away with this. Yeah. Show him. Bibi Han stopped and said to Nar, my Nar's so popular. Nar blushed and lowered her head. I don't know why he keeps bothering me. I don't even know him. Soul masters have good hearing. Everyone heard her, and some looked at Jing Yuan with pity. Jing Yuan took a critical hit. Year ago, after practicing Yuenli and returning to the spirit hall, he'd fallen hard for the saint. He'd been trying to win her over ever since, but his status meant they didn't meet often. Now she was saying she didn't know him. Ouch! Jing Yuan's face turned red. Do you dare to accept my challenge? Bibi Han narrowed his eyes. Time to get rid of some flies. Nar, go stand with Elder Ju. Big brother needs to take care of some stuff. Nar looked around. Where's Elder Ju? Ju Douluo stepped out of the shadows. Elder Ju. The surrounding soul masters knelt on one knee to salute. Jing Yuan stood up, glancing at Bibi Han with fear. He wasn't an idiot. Bibi Han calling Ju Douluo meant he had some serious pull in the spirit hall. He'd have to be careful. Titled Douluo weren't people his father could afford to offend. Bibi Han said calmly, come on, let's get this over with. Jing Yuan smirked. Let's go to the arena. You probably don't know that fighting in the streets is against the rules here. I know. Who said we're fighting? Just activate your spirit. And don't say I didn't give you a chance. Underestimate me, huh? Blood Soul Axe, point 2 yellow, 2 purple, 2 black rings appeared around Jing Yuan. I want to see how you're going to beat me without even attacking. Simple. Bibi Han held up a hand. 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds, and I'll call you the winner. You. Fine. I want to see you beat me in 10 seconds. Everyone stand back. Don't want anyone getting hurt. Once the crowd had cleared some space, Bibi Han said, here we go. His eyes snapped open. Killing God domain. A wave of blood-red killing intent washed over Jing Yuan. The force shook everyone. They seemed to see mountains of corpses and oceans of blood. Ju Douluo was shocked. Damn! How many people has Xiaogang killed? His powers gone through the roof. Nar felt something familiar about the aura. A silver light flashed in her eyes. 8 seconds later, Bibi Han cut the field. Jing Yuan was frozen, paralyzed with fear, sweating and trembling. Then, Bibi Han flicked his wrist, sending a gust of wind that sent Jing Yuan sprawling. He didn't dare to get up. 8 seconds in the domain, 2 seconds to knock him down. 10 seconds total, Bibi Han said to the others, get him some mental healing, quick, so he doesn't get messed up. The Spirit Hall patrol showed up, ready to arrest the rule breakers. The captain recognized Bibi Han and froze. He knelt, about to reveal his identity. Uncle Luo, Bibi Han said. The captain looked up. Bibi Han put a finger to his lips and shook his head. The captain understood immediately. He didn't reveal Bibi Han's identity, but still saluted. The other officers were confused, but followed suit. The captain was actually one of the 3 soul saints who protected Bibi Han, the soul saint of the mad lion spirit. The onlookers were stunned. Who is that? Captain Luo actually saluted him. Maybe he's the son of an elder. Not everyone was buzzing, but nobody guessed he was the holy son of the spirit hall. Bibi Han really kept a low profile. Bibi Han took Nar's hand again and headed towards the Pope's palace. Later, the story spread of how the holy maiden of the spirit hall had been captured by a mysterious boy, and how that boy had defeated Jing Yuan without even using his spirit. The younger generation of the spirit hall was shocked and heartbroken. Chapter 77 I Want It. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Holding Nar's hand, Bibi Dong was sitting at the head of a long table in the Pope's palace, buried in paperwork. Mom, I'm back. Welcome back. You actually made it out of the killing city in one piece. A smile touched Bibi Dong's lips, but she shot a sharp glance at Bibi Han. Nar, could you give us a moment? Yes, teacher. Once Nar was gone, Bibi Dong turned serious. Honor, you need to learn to control that murderous intent, and fast. As the god of murder, Bibi Dong was acutely aware of such things. Despite Bibi Han's efforts to cleanse himself with the blue-silver domain, she could still sense it clinging to him. The sheer intensity of his murderous aura rivaled her own. Hers had been forged in the blood of thousands within the killing city, honed by decisive executions as Pope. But Bibi Han emerged from that place radiating the same killing intent. She shuddered to think how many lives he'd taken. Don't worry, Mom, I'm keeping it in check. I've brought you something. With a wave of his hand, the Pope's palace blazed with light. Over 100 soul bones floated in the air, each emitting its own unique brilliance. Bibi Dong stared, speechless. Bibi Han called out, Nar, come in here. You've got to see this. Nar gasped as she entered, her eyes wide with wonder. Wow! So beautiful. All those soul bones, but the delight quickly faded. A flicker of silver returned to her eyes, replaced with a cold, unsettling rage. Bibi Han approached her. Nar, this is my gift to you. Do you like it? Nar looked at Bibi Han, as if detecting something that made her angry. A feeling of extreme disgust emerged deep in her heart, and the expression on her face changed. But because Bibi Han's love still prevailed, he still asked softly, Brother, where did you get all these soul bones? Bibi Han picked up on the change in Nar's expression. Her true nature is surfacing, he thought. That disgust must be triggered by the god of death within me. He was starting to panic. He wasn't strong enough to deal with this yet. He gently patted Nar's head. Don't worry, Nar. I didn't get these by killing innocent soul beasts or robbing anyone. Hearing this seemed to ease her unease. Bibi Dong, finally snapping out of her stunned silence, demanded to know where he'd gotten them. Bibi Han repeated the story he'd told Ju and Ghost Douluo. And it's not just the soul bones, he added. I also mastered a technique called the ring condensation technique. Ring condensation technique? They both echoed. Bibi Han summoned a plain white soul ring into his hand. Then he sat down, crossed his legs, and focused, drawing the ring onto his body. Under his control, the ring's color shifted, settling into a dull yellow. He opened his eyes. Mom, this is the ring condensation technique. You condense a 10-year soul ring and wear it. As the ring grows stronger, you can feel the pressure on your body and gain the maximum endurance of your body. As long as your body is strong, you can do it even with a 10-year soul ring. Then, Bibi Han unleashed his Haotian divine hammer, the pathetic 10-year-old soul ring pulsing with unexpected power. Originally, Bibi Han's method of condensing soul rings did not have this effect, but after reading the method for increasing the age of soul rings, he combined the two books and improved and upgraded the method of condensing rings. Bibi Dong struggled to comprehend what she was seeing. The very foundations of her understanding were crumbling. But despite the shock, she couldn't deny the joy. Her son had invented a technique with the potential to revolutionize the spirit hall's strength. Incredible. I don't even have the words to describe your talent. You actually developed something like this. Bibi Han waved away the praise. I only came up with the theory. The blue-silver king of the blue-silver forest deserves the real credit. The blue-silver forest? It seems the blue-silver king is truly an ally to our spirit hall. This way, our spirit hall doesn't have to hunt soul beasts. Nar suddenly felt a surge of happiness. Her anger vanished completely, replaced by an even deeper affection for Bibi Han. She threw her arms around his neck, jumping up and down. You're the best, brother. Ahem. Bibi Dong cleared her throat, reminding them of their surroundings. They quickly separated. Nar's face flushed crimson. Next, Bibi Han emptied a mountain of gold soul coins, acquired in the Killing City, into the Spirit Hall's treasury. He then offered Nar her pick of the gold and silver jewelry he'd brought back. Finally, he transcribed the ring condensation technique, sharing it with the old guard, whose jaws promptly hit the floor. As for the soul ring age increasing technique, Bibi Han wasn't ready to teach it. The method was too risky, and a failed attempt could destroy the soul ring. He wanted to test it himself first. 2 days later, Nar and Bibi Han stood once more at the gates of the Spirit Hall. Nar pouted. You just got back, and you're leaving already? I wish I didn't have to. But I need to go to Yuexuan and learn how to control this murderous intent. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll lose control and put everyone in the Spirit Hall at risk. Nar understood, but couldn't help but add, are you just going to see Sister Shui? Of course I want to see her. Nar hesitated, then asked, do you like Sister Shui more, or me? Seeing the worry in her eyes, Bibi Han took a deep breath. I like you both. Nar flew into a rage. No. You can only like me. You belong to me alone. Bibi Han said, Nar, I'm sorry. But if I had to choose, I honestly couldn't. Tears welled in Nar's eyes. Don't you like me? Nar, if Sister Shui didn't care about me, then you'd be the only one for me. But I know she has feelings for me too. If I chose just one of you, you'd end up fighting to the death. I love you both, and I want you both. These words sent Nar over the edge. She pounded on his chest with tiny fists. You're so greedy. You like both of us and want both of us. I promise you, Nar. You two will be the only ones in my life. No other women, okay? He pulled her into a tight embrace. After a moment, Nar spoke, her voice firm. Then you absolutely can't like anyone else. I'll only accept Sister Shui. If you do, I'll hunt down that little fox myself. A dark edge crept into her voice. Okay, I promise. Finally, he'd managed to calm down the little firecracker. Now all that was left was Renxue. She'll be just as difficult, he thought. Not as easy to fool as Nar. But I've made up my mind. I want them both, and no one's going to stop me. Xia's constitution. Sorry, Bibi Han didn't break the law at all. Nar is not a human being, so it's not illegal to marry both of them. Bibi Han kissed Nar's forehead one last time, then spread his blue-silver wings, preparing to leave. Nar, flustered by his sudden departure, called out, come back soon, gotta go, He shouted, Grandpa Ghost is gone. Target, Sunset Forest, the ice and fire yin-yang well, Tang San, whether we're enemies or allies, it all comes down to this. Chapter 78. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sunset Forest isn't far from the Tiando Empire, but it's not one of the major soul beast hotspots, and doesn't have the same reputation as places like stage.Do Forest. But for travelers, this forest is a real find, mainly because of the ice and fire eyes, a must-see spot. Bibi Han reached the forest. Sunset Forest isn't that big, so it was easy to find a spot to set up a poisonous shield and activate the blue-silver domain. Ghost Douluo unleashed his presence, scaring away any nearby soul beasts, and asked, Xiaogang, what are we doing here? Grandpa Ghost, I'm looking for a place that's really important to the spirit hall. It has lots of valuable herbs. They flew and searched. Soon, Bibi Han spotted a patch of poisonous fog and headed towards it. Found it. After landing, they were faced with a thick, green poisonous barrier. This poison looks like Dugu Bo's. Why would he set up a poison array here? Because Dugu Bo's place is right behind it. This is what we're looking for. So Dugu Bo's hiding out in a place like this. Are we going to kill him and take his stuff? Bibi Han said, maybe, maybe not. Xiaogang, let me take the lead. This poison is too strong. Even a contra wouldn't last a minute. Grandpa Ghost, I'm immune to this kind of poison. Ghost Douluo was confused. Bibi Han, relying on her resistance to most poisons, charged into the poison array. Ghost Douluo followed, using his title Douluo strength. Inside the poison array, they found a cave leading to a dense forest. A 500-meter hill stood out, and the ice and fire eyes were, as expected, right behind it. Without hesitation, Bibi Han took off, flying quickly over the hill. Reaching the top, she saw an inverted cone-shaped depression. At the edge, faint, moist heat rose from the bottom. Red and blue lights shone within, but there was no soul power fluctuation. Dugu Bo likely didn't need to stay there constantly since he detoxified himself. Reaching the bottom, Bibi Han finally saw the ice and fire eyes. The hot spring area wasn't large, but it was divided into two parts. An oval pool was split by milky white and crimson spring water, clearly separated and never mixing. The area around the pool was empty. Bibi Han wasn't concerned. There's nothing strange about someone taking all the jelly grass. If he had gotten there first, he wouldn't have fallen behind at all. Ghost Douluo said, I can't believe a place like this exists. Xiaogang, you said there were lots of herbs here, but I don't see any. Just seeds. Grandpa Ghost, don't worry. When Dugu Bo comes back, the herbs will grow on their own. Then Bibi Han sat in the ice and fire eyes and began to practice. The spiritual energy was perfect for soul master training. It rivaled even the energy absorption in the killing city's blood pool because it was so abundant. But you can't stay too long, because the energy, while plentiful, is also too volatile. A few days will be fine. Meanwhile, Dugu Bo was teaching Dugu Yen, preparing her for the continent-wide elite soul master competition in half a year, and hadn't planned on going home yet. A week later, Bibi Han opened his eyes. Dugu Bo had returned to the valley. A few hours prior, Dugu Yen, under Dugu Bo's guidance, had broken through level 40. Dugu Bo wanted to take her to get her soul ring, but she refused, saying she wanted to go with Tianheng and the others. Dugu Yen hadn't seen her boyfriend in a week and missed him, so she left, infuriating Dugu Bo. With nothing to do, Dugu Bo decided to go home, only to find intruders running into his place. He felt his authority challenged and yelled, "How dare you trespass on my land?" Bibi Han and Ghost Douluo looked up. A blurry figure stood on the cliff, looking down at them. He's got some presence. Let's let him have his moment, Ghost Douluo said. Humph, you were good enough to get through my poison formation. Too bad you came here. This is my home. How dare you enter? Today, I'll show you what a title Douluo is. You'll be honored to die by my hand. Dugu Bo's voice was amplified by his soul power, and the pressure of a title Douluo bore down on them. He stepped in the air, coming down the valley. With each step, a soul ring appeared. The 9 rings appeared, revealing the aura of a title Douluo. Finally, Dugu Bo landed in the ice and fire eyes, floating above them, his eyes still closed. He said, with an unquestionable tone, "How do you want to die?" Bibi Han was speechless. His personality seemed more extreme than even Tang Hao. Grandpa Ghost, grab him. Huh, old poisoner, you've got guts, acting like this in front of me. And you've broken through level 92, not bad. Hearing the familiar voice, Dugu Bo opened his eyes in panic. Ghost? What are you doing here? He quickly channeled his soul power and tried to use his soul skills, but it was too late. Ghost Douluo was ready. The 9th soul ring lit up. 9th soul skill, ghosts and monsters. A huge black hand emerged from the ground, grabbing Dugu Bo. He couldn't even resist. Old poisonous creature, don't bother struggling. One thought is all it takes for this hand to crush you. Dugu Bo stopped struggling, looking defeated. Just kill me. Who said we were going to kill you? I want to ask you something, Bibi Han said. Dugu Bo looked surprised. A Soul Emperor? A Soul Emperor can't be much older than a kid. How is that possible? Let me introduce myself. My name is Bibi Han, Holy Son of the Spirit Hall. Holy Son of the Spirit Hall. You're the rumored Holy Son. I didn't realize Bibi Dong had a son, and one so talented. Ask what you want. If you're asking me to join the Spirit Hall, I'd rather die. Bibi Han ignored Dugu Bo. I want to know how Tang San detoxified you. Did he give you an immortal herb? You know the kid. Dugu Bo felt a sense of danger. The Holy Son of the Spirit Hall knew Tang San and that he detoxified him. Was everything under the Spirit Hall's control? Was Tang San in danger? I didn't know your Spirit Hall's intelligence network was this good. Then you also know Tang San is Tang Hao's son. I wouldn't underestimate him. Even then. Shut up, old poisoner, or do you want to die? Ghost Douluo snapped, looking angry. Dugu Bo was unfazed. Ha ha ha, I already said to just kill me. Tang San will avenge me later. Bibi Han was impatient. Cut the crap. I just want to know how Tang San detoxified you. Dugu Bo closed his eyes, refusing to say anything, waiting for death. Chapter 79 Dugu Bo collapses and Bibi Han gives up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Dugu Bo's state, Bibi Han tamped down her anger. Let's get straight to it. Did Tang San suggest concentrating all your poison into a soul bone as a cure? Dugu Bo, who looked ready to end it all, snapped his eyes open, utterly shocked. How did you know that? I'm sorry, I can't answer that right now. Did Tang San give you a piece of fairy grass? Dugu Bo looked blank. Fairy grass? What's that? It's the plants that would grow from these seeds here. Bibi Han held her breath, needing to know. No, Dugu Bo said, I haven't eaten any. Disappointment washed over Bibi Han, the kind that comes when you've completely given up on someone. Her voice was heavy with it. You haven't eaten it? Huh, you haven't eaten it. Tang San, you haven't changed a bit, have you? My being here made no difference. Dugu Bo saw something else in Bibi Han's expression. Bibi Han, what are you getting at? She glanced at him. Dugu Bo, sure, injecting poison into a soul bone might solve your problem for now. But did you ever stop to think, that soul bone has its limits? What happens when it's full, and can't take any more poison? What? A soul bone can only hold so much. Of course. Everything has a limit. Even water vapor turns to liquid when compressed. Compress water enough, and it becomes super dense ice. And how much more can you squeeze that? The point is, once the poison in your soul bone reaches its max, what then? If you don't believe me, I've got a 1,000-year soul bone right here. Want to try it out? Bibi Han pulled a soul bone from her storage device and held it out. Dugu Bo believed her. He didn't take it. He couldn't imagine someone from the Spirit Hall bothering to trick him into absorbing a soul bone just to mess with him. It didn't make sense. Dugu Bo chuckled bitterly, despair in his eyes. Ha ha ha. So the gods are determined to wipe out my Dugu family. Why show me hope, just to crush it? Seeing his reaction, Bibi Han said calmly, Grandpa Ghost, release him. Dugu Bo's not a threat. Ghost Douluo let Dugu Bo go, then tapped a few pressure points to block his spirit power. Bibi Han spoke again. Actually, there is another way. Dugu Bo's eyes flared with desperate hope, and he lunged toward Bibi Han. Tell me. Please, tell me. I'll do anything. I will. But first, take a look at this. Bibi Han pulled a book from her storage device and handed it to Dugu Bo. The title, Encyclopedia of Immortal Grass, Dugu Bo hesitated. Can't you just tell me first? Then I'll read the book. Better to read it. There are answers to your poison problem in here, but only for you. Dugu Bo opened the book. The first illustration was of a strange velvet chrysanthemum. Wait a minute. I think I have one of these Qian herbs in my garden. Ghost Douluo added, isn't that old Juhua's spirit? Just look at it, okay? More surprises to come. Dugu Bo turned to the second page. The Qian is a neutral fairy herb. Ingesting it strengthens the limbs, unblocks the meridians, and makes the body indestructible. No way. If one plant could do all that, this book's a fake. That was Dugu Bo's first thought. Ghost Douluo bristled. Old poison, I'm telling you, this is all real. Why do you think Xiaogang joined the spirit hall? He wants to find these damn herbs. And you just happen to have one. What? It's true. Dugu Bo looked back at the book. A growing uneasiness gnawed at him. He flipped more pages, his hands shaking harder with each one. Chilua tulips, graceful and luxurious. Taking it allows one to absorb the essence of heaven and earth, and the brilliance of the sun and moon. After consuming the Yuexuan Chilua immortal, one becomes immune to all poisons. Dugu Bo broke. Just broke. Tears streamed down his face, and he collapsed, howling and rolling on the ground. Ghost Douluo stared, bewildered. Was this really the notorious, murderous title Douluo, Dugu Bo? Bibi Han stood calmly by the ice and fire yin-yang well, watching the water. She seemed completely unmoved. If you knew Dugu Bo's story, you wouldn't be surprised. Dugu Bo was a loner, friendless since he was 70. He'd spent his whole life looking for a cure for his family's curse, and found nothing. Finding the ice and fire yin-yang well barely let him keep the poison at bay and extend his life, but the pain was inhuman. Then Tang San showed up, and gave Dugu Bo hope. They even became friends, Dugu Bo's first. Dugu Bo had given Tang San every opportunity, acting as an older brother towards Tang San. But Tang San had taken advantage of Dugu Bo. With all the incredible herbs here, Tang San only gave a few to the Shrek 7. The rest he kept for himself. He wouldn't even give Dugu Bo and his granddaughter something that wasn't even a true fairy grass. The deception, mixed with years of accumulated pain, broke Dugu Bo. And Bibi Han was just disappointed. Tang San had mastered the poison scripture. He knew how to fix Dugu Bo's problem. Bibi Han was certain of it. But he didn't. Why? Because everything pointed to Tang San's interest in exploiting the ice and fire yin-yang well for himself. Dugu Bo, who helped Tang San time after time, taught him, and treated him like a brother, got nothing but lies in return. It was shameful, and Tang San was unworthy of his help. Everyone should be clear on what kind of person Tang San is in the original story. If nothing else, he's the main culprit who made life worse than death for the people of the mainland for tens of thousands of years. This alone is not enough to atone for his sin no matter how many times Tang San dies. Bibi Han looked up at the sky. Tang San, from this day forward, I, Bibi Han, have nothing to do with you. Dugu Bo was still rolling around. Bibi Han finally snapped. The god of death domain flared open. Enough with the noise. Do you actually want to die? He felt Bibi Han's murderous intent and sat up. His eyes were empty. Kill me. I don't want to be here anymore. But, can you leave my soul bones to my granddaughter, Dugu. Let her never marry, and live a full life thanks to the power they give her. Bibi Han calmed down and suppressed the god of killing domain. Then she took out a card. Her 6th gift pack, a reversal card. I'm using this to restore everything in this area to how it was a year ago. The card glowed gold, so bright they all had to shut their eyes. When they opened them again, the scene took their breath away. Exotic flowers and herbs erupted everywhere around the ice and fire yin-yang well, releasing a powerful, medicinal aroma. Even herbs collected by the spirit hall now grew on the outer edges. This Dugu Bo rubbed his eyes. He couldn't believe it. How is this possible? Xiaogang, how did you do that? Grandpa Ghost, can you keep it a secret for me? The ghost nodded. Everyone had their secrets. No need to pry. Chapter 80 Dugu Bo returns home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dugu Bo, I can help cure the poison that plagues your family, but on one condition, you must pledge your loyalty to Spirit Hall. Dugu Bo immediately responded, if you can truly do what you say, I, Dugu Bo, would gladly give my life and join Spirit Hall. Then let's cut to the chase. You already know the source of your poisoning, right? Curing it is similar to imbuing a spirit bone, except this time, you're imbuing yourself. Myself? Exactly. You must condense all the toxins in your body into a potent elixir within your chest's.Qian. This elixir needs to be concentrated enough to boost your cultivation to a higher level. This is a special cultivation method known as the 5 Elements Poison Sutra. It allows you to create your own poison pill, transforming harmful toxins into your personal power. Your granddaughter can also practice this technique, but only up to level 95. Beyond that, she'll need to find her own path. Dugu Bo took the manual, carefully studying each page. Finally, he knelt down and kowtowed repeatedly to Bibi Han. Your Highness, Holy Son, I can never repay your immense kindness. I, Dugu Bo, swear on my very spirit to be loyal to Spirit Hall until my dying breath. Should I ever betray this oath, may my spirit shatter and my soul be forever lost. You old poisoner, Guei remarked, surprised by the severity of Dugu Bo's vow. Bibi Han smiled faintly, I trust your word. Now, let's discuss your family. How are your granddaughter, Doctrine, and Yuexuan progressing? What? Ghost Douluo interjected sharply, old poison, now that you've joined Spirit Hall, you must know about the relationship between Spirit Hall and the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon clan, right? Dugu Bo was, of course, well aware of the relationship, a clash of irreconcilable ideologies. Dugu Bo replied, slightly bitter, they should be, on the verge, of taking the final step, shouldn't they? Bibi Han said firmly, Dugu Bo, I must ask you to immediately end the relationship between Dugu Yan and Yuexuan. It might seem unfair, but I'm still asking you to separate them. Dugu Bo was hesitant. Is there no other way? Bibi Han shook her head, seeing Dugu Bo's silence. Bibi Han continued, Dugu Bo, do you understand the value of these immortal herbs? I can tell you with certainty that with these herbs and this technique, Dugu Yan can become an ultimate Douluo. What? An ultimate Douluo? They both exclaimed. Yes, the key to Dugu Yan's potential lies in these immortal herbs. She's already talented, but with the right herb, she can cleanse her essence and undergo a complete rebirth. Even if she doesn't reach the level of ultimate Douluo, she's guaranteed to become a peak Douluo with proper training. Yuexuan, on the other hand, only has innate soul power level 8. He has no chance. He'll never be more than a super Douluo. Do you think he's worthy of your granddaughter? This. Dugu Bo wavered. Bibi Han added, besides, your family suffers from a debilitating poison. Everyone knows it. Yuexuan's interest in Dugu Yan, do you really think it's just love? Any offspring Dugu Yan bears, even if they don't inherit the Jade Phosphorus Serpent Emperor martial soul, will be poisoned and have a shortened lifespan. If it weren't for you being a title Douluo, would Yuexuan even want to produce offspring with a woman who won't live long? Enough. If you can separate Yuexuan and Dugu Yan, I'll give you an immortal herb specifically suited for her. Bibi Han then selected 2 immortal herbs. Grandpa Ghost, this one is called the Shifu Cold Dew Fungus. It has extreme cold properties. Once consumed, it should imbue your martial soul with the power of extreme cold. It might make your martial soul a little less stealthy, but it will greatly enhance its aggressiveness. It should be the most suitable herb for you right now. She handed the jade box to Ghost Douluo and said, it's up to you whether to use it or not. All right. Ghost Douluo nodded, accepting it with excitement. His assassinations weren't very effective against titled Douluo of his own level. Even when concealed and close, they could often sense him. This herb, by increasing his offensive power, would greatly enhance his strength. It was a significant boost for him. Elder Dugu, this herb is called the Jasper 9-section pepper. It will greatly enhance the poisonous properties of your jade phosphorus serpent emperor martial soul. It might even add fire poison properties to your venom. It's very suitable for you. Wait until you've condensed your poison elixir before taking it. Dugu Bo was incredibly grateful. He'd just joined Spirit Hall and hadn't accomplished anything, yet he was already receiving such rewards. Then, Bibi Han looked towards the fiery apricot Jiao and star anise ice grass, activating her soul bones. She opened her blue-silver domain. Teleporting to the fiery apricot Jiao, she took out 2 jade knives from her storage ring and quickly cut off 2 of the plants, grabbing them in her hands. In the blink of an eye, she teleported to the octagonal black ice grass and did the same. Holding the 2 herbs together, she softened them into a jelly. Without hesitation, Bibi Han stuffed both into her mouth. Almost instantly, Bibi Han's body began to tremble violently. Her skin shimmered with blue ice and fiery red, the colors alternating in a bizarre display. The hands gripping the jelly were frozen on one side and ablaze on the other. Feeling the clash of extreme auras within her body, Bibi Han endured the excruciating pain, teleported, and plunged into the ice and fire well, but before diving in, she said, "Elder Ghost, protect me." Okay. Ghost Douluo watched Bibi Han take the herbs with great anticipation. Bibi Han's talent was already unmatched. What would she become after consuming these immortal herbs? Dugu Bo was shocked to see Bibi Han jump into the ice and fire well. Fortunately, his powerful mental detection as a titled Douluo allowed him to focus and sense that Bibi Han still showed signs of life underwater. Otherwise, he wouldn't have known what to do. Down in the cold and hot depths, Bibi Han felt the pain slowly subside. She swam to the center of the well and released the clear sky hammer with her left hand in the extremely hot area, while the blue-silver emperor released from her right hand stayed in the extremely cold area. Then, Bibi Han closed her eyes and waited quietly for the 2 immortal herbs to temper her body. Time passed, from morning to night. During this time, Dugu Bo left to persuade Dugu Yan and Yuexuan to break up, while Ghost Douluo remained on the cliff, sensing for danger and dedicating part of his mental power to monitor Bibi Han's life signs. At midnight, the ice and fire well finally stirred. Blue-silver emperor vines emerged from the water. Even more surprising was that the golden blue vines were now covered in icy blue flames. The blue-silver emperor vines seemed alive, absorbing the energy from the extremely cold section of the well. Beneath the extremely hot section, a large hammer blazed with terrifying flames. The external soul bone, blue-silver wings, were no longer just golden blue. Tempered by the ice and fire well and the 2 immortal herbs, one side now burned with icy blue flames, the other with raging fire, evolving into ice and fire blue-silver wings. P.S. The 6th update is here. The chapter where we step on Xiaogang, Tang Hao, and Tang San is about to begin. Xiaogang got the worst treatment, Tang Hao was second, Tang San was third. If Tang San hadn't had the Tang sect experience in his previous life, he would have been the worst. I focus on the character's early experiences when analyzing their motivations, such as his attitude towards Renxue and Yuena, why the protagonist likes Renxue and hates Yuena. It's because of their different early experiences, and Yuena is an unrepentant traitor. That's why the title is, The Unforgivable Person, Yuena. Chapter 81 Distribution of Fairy Grass, Yuexuan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a moment, the spring water erupted, and Bibi Han emerged, stark naked. She had long blue hair streaked with blonde in a 9-to-1 ratio. Her striking features and tall build were defined by powerful muscles that didn't hinder her movements, but amplified her appeal. Bibi Han opened her eyes and dressed. The ice and fire had tempered her gaze, which was still cool, but the terrifying aura that used to chill people to the bone was gone. Her soul power had surged, leaping 2 levels to 66, and her physical strength had vastly improved. The blue-silver god martial spirit's fifth soul ring now boasted a life of approximately 95,000 years, and her overall soul bone lifespan had advanced to 5,000 years. Most importantly, her martial soul and external soul bones had evolved, the latter now resonating with ice and fire energy. The 6 embedded soul bones hadn't evolved, likely because they were too integrated with her body, posing a risk. She'd wait until she was stronger to refine and evolve them. That star anise black ice leaf and fiery apricot jiaoshu are the real deal. Tang San, I held back from claiming these opportunities before heading to Slaughter City, wanting to test you. If I'd consumed those 2 immortal herbs earlier, even my blue-silver god martial spirit's 6th spirit ring would have been powerful enough to keep you on your toes for another 10 years. He glanced around. Ghost Grandpa, where's Elder Dugu? Ghost Douluo chuckled. That old poison freaks out there breaking up his granddaughter's relationship. Ugh, poor Elder Dugu. Making a doting grandpa do such a thing to his granddaughter. Alright, Ghost Grandpa, I'm going to divvy up the fairy grass here and send it to Spirit Hall. I'll leave it to you to distribute. You can start refining your share now. Ghost Douluo nodded, retrieved the fairy grass, and sat down to meditate. Ghost blood grass contains the power of icy death, it should be the most suitable fairy grass for mothers. The golden crocodile dragon fruit should be able to evolve the ordinary golden crocodile spirit into the golden crocodile king, and it can also relieve the master's regrets. The strange velvet Tong-Tian chrysanthemum. This should be the most suitable herb for Grandpa Ju, giving bright paradise grass to. Xiaoshue should greatly improve the light power and purification power of the angel martial soul. Another golden blazing sun grass can improve the fire attribute of the martial soul. If it cannot be upgraded to the ultimate fire, then the 10 blazing suns will be used. Dan gives it to her too. Nar herself is the silver dragon king Yuena, and she is already extremely powerful. These fairy grasses are ordinary at best, so they are not very useful. Bibi Han's eyes lit up after thinking for a moment. Yes, Nar didn't inherit the powerful physique of the golden dragon king, so let's get a lovesick heartbroken red. Lovesick heartbroken red, the king of immortal products, has many effects such as the flesh and bones of the living dead. Giving it to Nar should be able to increase her physical strength. Even if the effect is not big, it's okay, a little bit is a little bit. Ghost Grandpa, I've sorted the fairy herbs and attached notes explaining who each is for. Please get them back to Spirit Hall as quickly as possible, no delays. Ghost Douluo, having absorbed his portion of Bibi Han's fairy grass in the past half-day, had already boosted his soul power to level 96 and significantly increased his strength. He fully grasped the immense value of these herbs. Understood. Ghost Douluo accepted the storage ring, then vanished into the shadows, turning to gaze at the now empty ice and fire eyes. Bibi Han mused, Tang San, you only gave the ice and fire eyes celestial grass to the 6 Shrek people, and basically hid the rest. I gave it to the entire Spirit Hall. Let's see how you fight against Spirit Hall in the future. Then, Bibi Han unfurled his ice-fire blue-silver wings. With a flap, 2 beams of light shot forth from the wings, a red beam that triggered an explosion, and a blue beam that instantly froze the area it struck. The power of these 2 skills would scale with the age of the soul bone, making them excellent long-range attacks down the line. He left. Bibi Han flew towards Heaven-Do City, leaving 2 brilliant fires in the sky. Heaven-Do City, as the empire's capital, Heaven-Do City was, unsurprisingly, thriving. All the streets were paved with green bricks and as wide as major thoroughfares in smaller cities. The sheer scale of the metropolis was breathtaking. However, this majestic city also harbored a dark underbelly. Brothels were openly visible every few blocks, evidence of the Heaven-Do Empire's nobles' decadent lifestyles and the Heaven-Do royal family's rule. It is true that there are people in the world who want to make money from this kind of flesh and blood business, but it is impossible for there to be so many people working as prostitutes. You must know that this kind of people are even lower than the status of maids. If you really want to use one word to describe these people, it is tools. Tools for venting. There is no such place in Spirit Hall, but there may be such people. Bibi Han arrived at a courtyard, their designated rendezvous point. Their contact, Bojack, was an earl within the Heaven-Do Empire who had joined Spirit Hall early on. inside the courtyard's main hall, a middle-aged man stood anxiously, waiting. Bojack. A cold voice cut through the air. The middle-aged man spun around, eyeing Bibi Han warily. Are you? His Royal Highness the Holy Sun. Bojack still held a wine glass in his hand. If the person in front of him is not the Holy Sun, Bojack will immediately smash the wine glass, so that someone will immediately appear from behind to arrest Bibi Han. Bibi Han nodded and presented his exclusive token. Bojack examined it closely, then visibly relaxed. Your Highness. You had me sweating bullets. Apologies, there were delays along the way. Hearing this, Bojack let out a breath. It seemed that this Holy Sun was quite approachable. He looked again and asked, where is the Ghost Elder? He escorted me here and returned. You know what to do next, correct? Then, please, come with me, Your Highness the Holy Sun. In the carriage, Bojack spoke carefully. Your Highness, for now, I'll be your father, and you're my illegitimate son, Bonnick. Bibi Han frowned slightly, but agreed, understood. Bibi Han was led to an extravagantly decorated building. The building was named Yuexuan. Its clientele consisted of lavishly dressed nobles, radiating an air of superiority. The boys and girls entering Yuexuan cast curious glances at Bibi Han following the middle-aged man. The teenagers were all curious about who the indifferent young man behind Count Bojack, who was very famous among the aristocracy of their Heaven-Do Empire, was. Damn, he's so handsome. The noble girls, on the other hand, were immediately captivated by Bibi Han's appearance, whispering amongst themselves about his identity.